As everyone knows, on the new ban list has officially been in place as of July 1st. But there's one card that came off that almost scares every single person out there that had to go through playing against this deck throughout the entire year of 2019. And Konami decided to bring it back. I have no idea goddamn why. I feel this card is going to be just like Snatch Steal. It'll come back and then get banned in the next format. I can only pray. Hi everyone, welcome to Team Friends YouTube page. It's Eric the Cyborg coming to you with a update for Sky Striker. It has been quite a very long time since I've had this deck because I've only did it once when it first came out, like a millennia ago. And since then, I haven't built it since, and it's like, okay, cool. And then recently Konami just decides to bring back Engage. I have no idea why. My still gripe with it is that obviously with Mirage Audio and Engage coming back, they only brought half of the Eternal format, which they also kind of forgot Hardpour, those bastards. But I digress. So anyway, let's get into the updated profile for Strikers. So obviously starting with the monster count, the very small monster count obviously. Triple Ray, don't need to go much into detail about her. And then Double Rose, this is the standard lineup for the Sky Striker cards or monsters. No less than this amount. I mean, you could run just the one or the one Rose, but I think two is fine. And then onto the plethora of hand traps that you run in this deck, because you can obviously have the space for it. Triple Ash Blossom, triple Ghost Spell for any Graveyard centric base deck like Drytrons or anything like that. And then of course Effect Veiler, because we are running the Selene package with the Halka Fibrax. And then one Picker Tops, because this is a going second build, and that's probably the best build to use with Striker right now. So those are all of the monsters. That was pretty quick, right? Now onto the big plethora of spell cards that you run in this deck, because you definitely need to have your whole graveyard filled with it. Obviously coming back off the ban list is the one pain in the ass brigade, Engage. Having it at one is actually, in all honesty, it's actually pretty fine being at one. I mean, they could have also hit like Widowmaker back down to one, or put freaking Kagari back down to one like they did before even hitting Engage in the first place, but I digress. The one multi-roll, because it's still currently at one, it helps to recycle back all your Sky Striker spell cards during the end of the turn. And then the other the card that's still at one is the one Horner Jones, because it summons you a free token, and it's a great extender. And then for the one of that I choose to play is the one of Eagle Booster. I've been seeing a lot of lists not run Eagle Booster. I'm just like, okay, why? Because they want to, because like you use Hayate to send Engage to your graveyard, summon the fire one to get it back, and then someone chains like Imperm or like Veiler on it. You use the Eagle Booster to just make sure that you get it back. And of course the triple Widowmaker to stop your opponent from having any fun. Triple Shark Cannon, because this format is very heavily graveyard dependent. So banishing a lot of the stuff in the graveyard really helps you out. double afterburner for getting rid of problematic monsters on the field, and then if you have 3 or more, you can send, destroy one spell trap card on the field, and that's non-targeting. Double area 0. Your field spell helps you excavate faster into your engage or your other spell cards, and when it leaves the field, you summon raid directly from your deck. So those are all these Sky Striker spell cards that I'm running in this deck. Onto the other amount of spell cards you run in this deck. I chose to not play Desires because I feel like it's very risky in this deck, especially with the 1 engage. So I'm doing obviously the Foolish Burial Goods package with the Metalfoot Fusion, because I mean you just send this to the graveyard, put it back in your deck, you draw a card. It's free real estate. And then of course the 1 Rhoda to search your Ray and Rose, Terraforming to get your Area 0, and then you also get this piece of shit, the Mystic Mine, because unfortunately Sky Striker lives and dies by this card as well, because they're stingy fucks. 1 Call by the Grave to go against hand traps, and then as well as an Upstart Goblin because it's a free spell card in your graveyard. And the draw 1. And then of course going second, triple infinite permanence because it's infinite permanence. So that's the main deck. Onto the extra deck. Obviously the lineup is going to be pretty much same. The extra deck lineup is pretty much same as every other person that built this deck, obviously, with the triple Kagari, except I'm running the alternate version because I like this version better. Fight me for it, I don't care. Triple Shizuku, triple Hayate, the 1 Kaina, and the 1 Zeke. That's pretty much standard as is right now. And of course, Hauka Fibrax package with the Celine. Ningirsu to use against a Dragoon. It's pretty much your only main out to Dragoon because he's just not targeting, sends it away. And that's pretty much the main reason you run Ningirsu. And of course, since you're running a bunch of League monsters that have a bunch of different attributes, why not run Access Code Talker? Because Celine can just easily get it out to your side of the field. I do have a side deck built for this, but it's not fully completed. I just go over that, what I do have for it pretty much, I guess, really quickly. I'm also missing, Ally Justice Cycle Readers for the Drytron matchup, and possibly Nibiru's. Well, I mean, I have Nibiru's, but you can, like, do it here and there. But of course, the second Mystic Mine for just if you need to have another copy in your deck. Feather Duster to go against back row, such as like back row. Cosmic Cyclones, if your opponent chains like Imperial Order or like Spell Fragrance, you can chain the Cyclone onto it to just get rid of it, because those are your big weaknesses for the deck. And then for the traps, I'm running, going first, triple there can only be 1, because Striker doesn't really care that much about having same traps on the board, so having this is probably the best option for them. And I'm probably going to be changing these out for, I'm going to be changing these out for different dimension ground for the Drytron matchup. So anyway, that is my current version of Sky Strikers. I still have my doubts playing this deck because I originally didn't like how it played, but I don't know, maybe once the tournaments start rolling on forward in about a couple weeks, maybe I'll have a liking to it again, who knows. Anyways, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and I'll see y'all later.